The show begins with King Leopold trapped in the city as the Rat Lord informed him that supplies are running low since the siege, and whether he was thinking about escaping. This infuriates him as he strikes the Rat Lord, stating he wasn't going to leave his kingdom. Drew was the new king at the time as he stayed at the rooftop, and as he spots one of the lion troopers, he chased after him thinking it was his brother Trent, but it turns out it wasn't him. At that time the bell rang, meaning he was late for the council meeting. Hector was also late, as they began rushing to the venue. Hector met with Drew on the way as he was excited because Drew made him a counselor. They both arrived at the meeting late as Duke Bergen wasn't pleased with it, and Drew was handed treaties to sign as he was the new king. His mother states that they must all be alert as Drew wasn't fully a king yet because King Leopold is still around. At the time, Trent had begun mobilizing lion troopers as instructed by King Leopold. Meanwhile, Drew was posing for a drawing when his mom told him about getting married. This statement made him and Whitley uncomfortable. His mom suggested he married Gretchen, so he called for her so they could discuss it. On the way, people were glad to see their new king as the Rat Lord seems to be following them. Drew tried proposing to Gretchen, but he was so shy about it as it made her uncomfortable and she ran off crying. Gretchen went to her parents' grave and sobbed there, wishing they were alive. Suddenly Prince Lucas ambushed her. She tried running, but the Rat Lords held her as Lucas ordered that she be taken away. Whitley met Drew at the time. When they heard Gretchen cry for help so immediately, they rushed to the venue but were attacked by one of the lion troopers. The lion trooper was able to prevent them from moving further and was about to end Drew when Whitley came to his rescue, striking the lion so hard that he became disorganized as he fell off the high building to his death. Drew and Whitley met with Hector, who happened to retrieve the body. Drew begs him to use necromancy to get the dead body to reveal Gretchen's location, but Whitley was against it as her father, Drew Bergen, forbids it. Drew nevertheless was able to convince Hector as he used necromancy, and the dead body came to life. The body tried attacking, but the symbols stopped him from moving further. Hector was able to question him as he stated Gretchen was taking south, and warned Drew of the danger ahead of him. Hector breaks his spell as the body became dead again. Hector didn't want Whitley and Drew to go rescue Gretchen as it was risky, and informed the guards, so they stopped Drew and Whitley. Duke Bergen arrived at that moment as Hector had a change of heart and aided their escape. In the morning, Gretchen was taken far south as she refused to eat anything. The Rat Lord and Magister offered to use his magic to get her to cooperate, but Prince Lucas refused and decided to speak with her. He offered her some rose and told her how she was going to be his queen, but she wasn't having any of it. He brought his silver sword, which he plans to end Drew with, and stated she has no choice, but Gretchen picks the rose and drops them one by one, leaving a trail mark behind. Meanwhile, Drew and Whitley had been traveling all night, and they haven't found her. Whitley stopped and wanted them to take a break because the horse was tired and thirsty. They took a short break as Drew stated it was his fault Gretchen was captured. He was still speaking when Whitley spotted the trail, and they began moving again. Gretchen was still dropping the roses when Lucas caught her, but she quickly activated her fox powers and escaped from the carriage. Lucas, angry, transformed into his lion form and chased after her, but Gretchen was smart and cunning as a fox, so no matter how hard Lucas tried, he couldn't catch her. Lucas had to call his guards, but she was swift, and they couldn't catch her too, so the Magister stepped in. Gretchen climbed onto a tree as the Rat Lord activated his magic, but it missed and killed one of the guards. He activated it the second time, and Gretchen was captured as he put her to sleep. On waking up, Gretchen was back in the carriage as she soon realized that the soldier who died had been brought back and placed on the trail to stop whoever was coming to rescue her. Meanwhile, Duke Bergen was angry at Hector for the role he played in Drew and Whitley escape and ordered his son to go after them. As punishment, Duke Bergen allowed Hector to stay at the high cliff but had to relinquish his position as Lord Counselor. Hector quickly agreed, and the Duke assumed the position. Hector left for his home and was shocked to find his brother Vincent there. Meanwhile, Drew and Whitley stopped as they had been tracking the last rose for a while, but haven't seen another rose. They were still speaking when suddenly they heard voices as an old woman was attending to a sick man. Whitley and Drew spotted them and stated they must be Ramari, fortune tellers. Baba Korga noticed their presence and called them to help the sick man who had been bitten as they decided to say a prayer to the wolf for him. They finished their prayers as the woman informed them that it wouldn't cure him but slow the poison as he was bitten by the dead man walking. Whitley and Drew realized it was the Rat Lord's doing and decided to chase after him. Meanwhile, Vincent wanted Hector to sign some documents handing over his title as Baron of Redmire to him, but Hector refused. They were still speaking when Hector slipped and shifted a rug revealing the symbol, which means he communed with the dead, which was forbidden, and he could be banished. Vincent smiled and left as he could make Hector do what he wants now. Meanwhile, Drew and Whitley haven't found the dead man yet, making Drew worried, but Whitley handed him a star sage for luck as it possesses healing qualities. Immediately, Drew spotted the dead man as it attacked them. Meanwhile, Baba Korga was still taking care of the man when suddenly the bite mark took hold of him and he also became the dead man walking. His mission now was to also kill the wolf. Drew and Whitley were still taking on the dead man when the sick man attacked, but Drew was able to use his sword to take them out. Baba Korga called Drew a wolf as Drew was surprised that she knew as she revealed they were not fortune tellers, but they divined the truth from lies. She informed Drew that she sees all that troubles him, but he wasn't alone. His friends also have the same troubles. Drew tried speaking with Whitley that night, but she didn't want to talk. It turns out she had been bitten by the dead man walking and would be turned in no time. Whitley woke up as Drew brought the good news saying the lions had surrendered and Gretchen was safe. She was excited, but suddenly, the bite mark on her hand grew bigger as she woke up realizing it was just a nightmare. She looked at her hands and realized the bite mark was still there as she was getting weaker. Baba Korga noticed it too and decided to help her. Whitley met with Drew as he stated they will have to leave the horse here for the villagers and will proceed on foot. He didn't know about Whitley's condition, but Whitley agrees to do just that. Before leaving, Baba Korga told her to meet Baron Ewan, a magister and healer of body and mind. He will be able to help as she hands her a map to find him. Meanwhile, Gretchen was still being transported when they arrived at a cliff. The bridge to the other side was broken, so Lucas called on the Rat Lord to fix it. Meanwhile, Drew and Whitley were already on their way to find Gretchen. The Rat Lord was still fixing the bridge when Drew and Whitley arrived. Gretchen called unto them, and as Drew spotted her, he charged forward as Lucas ordered one of his guards to stop him. The guard possessed a silver blade as he used it to take on both Drew and Whitley. Drew was almost struck when Whitley came to his rescue as the guard was sent off the cliff, falling to his death. At the time, the Rat Lord had finished repairing the bridge, and they began moving. Drew chased after them, but the bridge was destroyed after they had crossed, so Drew went back to Whitley and found her weak as he was shocked to see the bite mark. Whitley passed out at that moment, dropping the map as Drew saw it. Meanwhile, Hector came out of the council with Vega. It turns out all the effort Hector made to reclaim his position was futile. Hector wanted to hand over his title as Baron now to his brother Vincent, but Vega felt that was a bad idea. Meanwhile, Whitley woke up and realized Drew was carrying her. Drew informed her he was taking her to Haggard to meet Baron Ewan, as it was more important now. Whitley wanted him to save Gretchen first, but she passed out before saying anything. Meanwhile, Hector and Vega arrived at Hector's home and found it burgled. It turns out it was Vincent doing, as Vincent ransacked and desecrated his father's belongings. Hector didn't know what to do, so he resorted to necromancy. Using one of his father's items, he was able to commune with his dead father. His father spoke with him, but Vincent interrupted them. Vincent couldn't see his father, but he didn't care and broke the spell, and Hector couldn't get any answers. Vincent wanted to find more secrets Hector was hiding, so he took Hector's diary and began reading it. The proof was there that Hector is doing forbidden magic, so he asks Hector to sign the documents, or he will reveal his secrets. Hector refused as he tried retrieving his diary. They had a bit of a scuffle as the wooden barricade broke and Vincent fell to his death. Meanwhile, Drew arrived at Haggard with Whitley. The town was empty. That's when Drew spotted a strange woman playing a harp. At that moment, they were ambushed, and Drew was informed by the Goat Lord that Baron Ewan wasn't around anymore. Stay tuned for more mind-blowing recaps of Wolf King Season 2 on its Mythical, and subscribe to this YouTube channel for more recaps like this. Thanks for watching.